In 2013, we began reporting on our dry well and what we did to fix it. Here's a flashback.
We discovered our well pump could be lowered, so we added a 20-foot pipe link. And it worked for 3 more years. With the drought continuing, we now face the same dilemma. And this time, we can't lower our pump because we're nearly at the bottom of our well.
In the spring of 2013, we began our 2-year journey to find a solution to our water problem. The first idea was a concept we learned online to dig a well using air and water. A PVC pipe with an air hose that is attached to a compressor is used to drop to the bottom of the well. Water is added to the top. The section at the bottom works like a vacuum, pulling up the debris. The water is used to carry the dirt up the pipe and spit it out the top. We found this to work if we were dealing with loose sand at the bottom, but once we hit the hard ground, it was no longer useful. The guys then made a pneumatic drill for the bottom of the pipe. This drill is not strong enough to get through the rock, but it is useful for agitating the bottom of the well. This brought us to the end of the rainy season in 2013. We had not progressed in deepening the well, but learned plenty. The water level was 122 feet, and the recharge rate? 24 hours.
The recharge rate is when you've taken water from the well. How long does it take for that water to recharge and get back to the level that you started at?
We had no choice but to haul water, and lots of it. We hauled a trailer load of water once or twice a week. Spring of 2014, the guys were back at it. The most effective drill was the percussion hammer. We used a 5-foot-long, 100-pound steel pipe that we picked up at a junkyard. Bryson used a small tractor to pull the pipe up and down. He then built a pulley system to the back of an old tractor. They even freely dropped it, then fished it back up with a hook. Much time was spent retrieving the pipe when it got stuck at the bottom of the well. The hammer was able to break through the rock, but more importantly, create cracks in the ground around the well. The depth increased by 3 feet, but the water level continues to fall. Meanwhile, Mom was taking a different approach.
A man who lived in Africa. He used the ground on his property as this mass storage system for water. Over time, he was able to bring back water into all 3 wells.
One idea for slowing rainwater down and storing it in the ground is berms and basins. Berms are simply ground that is raised up, and basins are dips.
We're having problems with this berm basin idea for a couple of reasons. It doesn't matter how many berms and basins you have in place if you don't have any rainwater to slow down. The other problem was the 1 or 2 storms that would come in the year were so heavy and fierce that they simply just ran over the top of the berms and filled in all the basins, and everything was level again.
When it rained really hard, we used to get water that would just rush up to the front of our house. We ended up doing a huge hugelkultur to try and hold back the water, and it's working really well.
Hugelkulturs are mounds that are made up of wood, cardboard, branches, and dirt, and can be up to 6 foot high.
Once we discovered the hugelkultur mound worked, we combined it with basins and began to put something in place specifically designed to capture groundwater for the well. We got to work quickly on making as many as we could. We did this on the high ground up from the well. We picked up blocks for future building materials, and instead of storing them in one area, we lined them up to use for slowing water.
With a combination of the guys pounding the ground and the hugelkultur holding more groundwater, our well began to come back. We discovered our recharge rate goes from 24 hours to 30 minutes.
With the well water coming back, we prepared the system. It was really difficult to find well casing small enough to fit inside the 6-inch well.
1.5 feet from the bottom or so that our pump will set on it and never ever hit the bottom of our well.
We got 5.5-inch well casing pipe off of Craigslist.
Oh my gosh, is that like a perfect fit?
Okay. We needed a smaller type pump that would fit inside our well, so we needed the 4-inch style, and it's a 120 volt. We found an aquaponic timer because you need something that gets down to some pretty small numbers.
Setting the timer to run 1 minute every 30 minutes meets our daily water needs. This means no more hauling water. However, in the summer of 2015, before the monsoon season, our well slowed down.
Okay, so we had to change this to 1 minute every hour, and it's because we were started losing a little bit of water. So now we get a haul water, so
we had to supplement the small loads of water throughout the summer months.
Running your well dry is not good for it.
How's the water level look?
Looks better than yesterday.
brings us current, September of 2015, and we had a crazy monsoon season.
These basins have filled several times.
To show you how much water we have over here, it's to my knees almost.
This is the morning after, and you can see, much to our delight, that there is not any more water pooling. All of it has soaked into the ground. And this one, which was by far the deepest, has soaked in.
To show you how good it is, you know, we're not watering these melons at all, and they're just popping up. As you see, there's just green everywhere, and you'll notice that, you know, how we not water those and they grow. It's like a garden without water. Oh my gosh. You shouldn't really step on these, but you'll notice it sinks. It's quite interesting actually how it sponges.
Yep, you guessed it. Our well is back up and running 100%. Is this the end of hauling water for good? Oh, only time will tell, but we're hopeful.
Please subscribe. For more information, you can click the website link below. Thanks for watching.